Help me, Ruth. What you always do, you self-proclaimed street.
Y'all, when I say we got to talk about it, we got to talk about it, y'all. We're talking about Ruthless, episode 19, The Ticking Clock. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all. So, what happened at the very beginning of Ruthless, I was not expecting. I didn't see it coming, but hey, I mean, I guess if you got to go out, this is definitely a way to go out, y'all. When this episode starts out, we already know it starts right where the last episode left off, and that is with your boy Aaron coming in, and he's like, look, he in on it too. Like basically, he was like he tried to unalive me, and they thought that he was talking about the sheriff, but he's like, no, him. And then what happens next? Mac tries to like he's high, he's on something, and I guess he just like I ain't gonna get out of this, y'all, and just oh whoa, like talk about triggering. Oh my goodness, y'all. So it was a lot right from the jump. And then when Aaron goes on to call Sheriff Connolly out, like Aaron is just coming up here like calling everybody out, right? Sheriff Connolly didn't get a chance to pull that blicky though, y'all. He tried to pull it, but Cal was right there, so he wasn't able to do anything. So instead, he gets arrested and he gets put in the jail cell with Andrew. And the conversation between him and Andrew is just so crazy, y'all, because Andrew is like, "Look, I've been knowing that you've been in on it, and the girls and stuff." And then Sheriff tells him about him and his cornhole with the highest. They was doing a lot, y'all. And Ruthless, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. This one gets a 10 for me. This is like a 10 out of 10, y'all. For real. It was crazy on I don't even know where we're gonna go next week. I feel like next week's episode is I don't know shit. It gotta be on another high because this is gonna be interesting. So anyway, y'all. So that's kind of the conversation that goes on between the sheriff. The sheriff is trying to low key play it like he still ain't in on it, but I ain't nobody buying this at this point. And then we have the conversation with Desiree and with AA Ron, and AA Ron wants him to go in there and get his wife. And she's like, we got to wait for the warrant. He's like, nah, we got to go do it now. And he talks about how they're on drugs and stuff. And then she wants to know everything that is going down. He's talking about where you want me to start. So he about to spill all the tea, y'all, about what's going down on the camp. Woo, yeah. Okay. So that's about that part. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out the way because they running amok over at the compound, y'all. It's a lot going on over here. So first and foremost, let's talk about this safe. Let's get the safe out the way. So we know that Manny took the instructions for the safe. Oh, I was almost mad, y'all. I thought I forgot to turn my microphone on. Okay, so anyway, we know that Manny took the instructions for the safe, right? And now they're looking for the instructions for the safe, but of course they can't find them. So the highest is like, look, just go get on the internet and figure out how to, get the instructions for the safe or whatnot. So he goes to talk to Joan, and baby, I tell you, when Joan got scared, she got so scared because she does not want him to open that safe because, there is still the whole situation going on with him not trusting her about this whole bank account situation. And now she's going to be forced to come clean with Ruth about it. And y'all know Ruth don't trust Joan, ain't never trusted Joan. But what Joan does next, y'all, when Joan turns a little bit hood, a little bit street and tries to force Ruth into helping her. And it's basically like, if you don't help me, I'm gonna tell this, that, and the third. Why come everybody want to tell shit when they get caught up? Like you got caught up doing some bullshit, and now you want to bring me in on the bullshit. That's some bullshit, y'all. Like I cannot stand Joan is doing way too much. But y'all, so I don't even know how this part is going to go because now she definitely doesn't trust Joan. If she even trusted her a little bit, she really doesn't trust her. But what is interesting is that Joan did not spill the beans about who the other board member was. Who we happen to know is Laura, which to me is going to come into play a little bit later. So Then River, of course, and Ruth have a conversation. And now with her not trusting nobody, so of course she's like, "Can I trust you? Were you gonna leave with that boy?" And he's like, "No, I would have never left without you." But I don't think she buying that either. Like at this point, not at all. But what Ruth does next was definitely a power play. She knows that she needs more allies because these two ain't it. So she needs more allies. So she goes and she basically needs to make amends with Zane and let Zane know that she didn't have anything to do with that, that you can trust her, that she would never leave. And then she brings up a good point though. I'm not going anywhere without my daughter, and that is very much believable. Now your girl Lacey, of course, I can see it in her eyes, y'all. Lacey don't really trust Joan, and not Joan, Ruth, and Lacey is another person that will throw you under the bus in a good hot minute as well. But what's even more important is that Laura is right there with the conversation, and Ruth knows about her husband getting away and that they will come in, but she believes that they won't do anything as long as she's there. And Laura kind of co-signs that. But the most important part about this is that Ruth talks about Joan and how she can't trust her and how not to trust her, right? But we know that Laura's name is also on there as a member. So does Laura really know about it? Like, is Laura really in on the money, or did Joan just add her name to it? Like, I have a lot of questions about that. Now, me personally, I still think that Laura is 100% in on it. I think that's the only reason why she comes to camp, to get her money. Because what other reason do you come to this camp for but to get this money that Jonah put into your name? So I do believe that, but you do have to question it for like a whole second. Is Joan just running amok? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on? So anywho, y'all, they make an agreement. She was like, "We got to stick together." And so they're like, "Okay, cool." So, they all on this let's stick together thing. But baby, what happened with your girl Bridget? Now, y'all know Bridget was not going to take that ass whooping laying down. Bridget came up in there limping and hobbling and wobbling and all that stuff. And Elder Mother's like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "I only speak to the highest, And then she, the Elder Mother tried to assert her authority, of course. And then she goes on to, finally say something about Lewis. I think Lewis likes me, and I saw her talking to Lewis and all this stuff. And then she was like, "I only talk to the highest." And then, of course, Zane and Laura are overhearing this conversation. And then, they just come off of this conversation with Ruth. So, they know that it is not good. So they try to jump in it and they're like, "No, she's lying." And Zane want to take a tongue out. Like, Zane, Zane said, "Let me take a tongue out." But Elder Mother, y'all know Elder Mother wants there to be something with Ruth. So she is definitely going to take her to the highest. She is not going to be about all this other rah, rah, rah stuff because she wants Ruth to be something wrong. So of course she's going to take her to the highest. So we got Bridget about to run off to the highest, trying to tell it. We got Laura and Zane that have to Laura's going to go try to tell Ruth. And is this the point where Ruth is going to find out that Laura's actually in on the money too? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to come out just yet. I think that's going to be a whole nother play. Whew, Lord have mercy, y'all. And then we still got the whole issue of Malcolm and Peter getting away. And, the highest keeps telling Daikon, like, "Go check on our prisoners, go check on our prisoners." The highest is ready to get his prophecy so he can get high. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to know if Malcolm is still alive so he can take these things so he can shoot him up, shoot him up, shoot him up. He ready to go. So Daikon, of course, has to go and check on the prisoners, but the interactions between him and Joan are so funny. So before he does that, he needs to get this Wi-Fi hotspot, and you already know Joan don't want him to get up in there, and she tries to pull like a seduction thing. Yeah, I'm like, "Joan, that is not your play. Like, that's not what you do. Don't even try it." And she goes all in trying to tell him that she likes him, and like, "If you like me, like, you can sell the highest." He like, "Look, we all belong to the highest." I'm just like, oh my God. This was so crazy. Yeah, this was actually a really, really good episode. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was kind of glued in. I was really, really locked in on this one. So I enjoyed the episode. Let me see, was there any other big moments that I want to talk about? Because y'all know I only like to talk about the big stuff in these. Um, Oh, we did what have to talk about River and how he actually got out. So River, I talked about him a little bit, but he does get out because Lewis sees him, or he sees Lewis, and then Lewis he gets out. He wants to tell that they got away, but Lewis is like, that is not the play. Do not tell that. And he kept trying to play on the fact, like, do you want to get beaten? Do you want to get beaten? And he's kind of trying to talk him into not telling it. And of course, everybody finds out that Joan already knew about them getting away, but she doesn't think that it's going to be a big deal because by the time they actually get to the compound, like get the warrant, get all that type of stuff to get there, they'll be long gone, is what her thought process is and what her plan is. That's why she didn't say anything. So there's that. We didn't even get a glimpse of Malcolm, y'all. So we don't even know if Malcolm is still alive. But we do know this, that if Malcolm is unalive, they're probably going to think that it's the what the magic stuff and not what it actually is, which is Elder Mother's sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be interesting too. So anyway, last but not least, y'all, we are going to see that Daikon is going to go to the punishment trailer, and guess who is not in the punishment trailer? Malcolm and Peter. So they got a whole nother issue on their hand. Like, I am just saying, like, it is always some ish going down on the compound. That compound is crazy, y'all. Like, it's supposed to be kumbaya. Ain't nothing kumbaya about the compound at all. Everything stays at level 10 at all times. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what is about to go down on this next episode. Will Bridget actually get a chance to tell the highest? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. But, we going to see. And how is this whole thing going to play out? You know what I'm saying? Are they about to go running up in there? Like, is it about to be a war? Like, when is that going to happen? I'm pretty sure that's going to happen right at the very end. We're going to get left on a cliffhanger like we always do. Like, are they going to actually get away with this money? Like, woo! It's a lot, y'all. So anyway, y'all go ahead and get the conversation started down below. I need to know what y'all thought about this episode and what went down on the compound this week. Meanwhile, if you like the video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel, y'all. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future Ruthless talks. Meanwhile, YouTube says that you just might like this video next. Go ahead and take a look, guys. Until next time, peace.